Hey everyone, this is the dude with the brew. Thank you for stopping by. This is season 2, episode 22. Today we're going to be talking about one specific subject that I like to talk about, and that is the ability to be resilient. If you're over there on YouTube, you'll be able to see a little bit more, but if you're over on Facebook, sorry. I haven't figured out how to add little layers and stuff so that you could see what I see on YouTube. I know that you can do tri-casting through different websites, but this guy doesn't have the money to do it so far. And I have an itchy on my nose, so that's why I keep on hitting it. Other than that, today we're going to be going over to another Breckenridge Brewery beer. Okay, so we have to do a kind of little bit right there in the middle, Vanilla Porter, Breckenridge Brewery. Over here for Facebook, you can see the can as well. Roasted malts with notes of vanilla. This is a low alcohol by volume, 5.4. This is in a 12-ounce can. When we go to the website, you're going to actually see it displayed on their website in a bottle. This is from Littleton, Colorado. You can go to their website, breckbrew.com, to see what they have to say. We're going to do that on YouTube, on Facebook. Just stand by as I read the information. So we go over to that product website, and then you always have to ask, they always have to ask how old you are. And then I wasn't born on the 11th of September 1998, but that just tells you how old a 21-year-old person is. We hit enter. Vanilla Porter, roasted malts with notes of vanilla. About this beautiful vanilla porter, real vanilla beans from Madagascar combined with caramel and Munich malts create a beer that's balanced and flavorful aromas of vanilla and toasted grains, set to stage for the mellow flavors of vanilla and dark roasted malts. Do not let its deep mahogany color fool you. Vanilla porter is dark in color and packed with flavor, yet it is as smooth as they come. So with that one over there, with as smooth as they come, you can enjoy it any time throughout the year. And I'm taking this for everyone over on Facebook. I'm taking this from breckbrew.com. And if you want to watch on YouTube, just go to Refinement Media on YouTube and search for me. It's a small bitter beer. It's an IBU of 16. And on their website, you can always hit their social media and like what they have to offer. Let's see. It looks like you can get that in a 6-pack. What else? You can also hit their beer locator, find out where that they have this beer at. I got mine at Giant on the East Coast. You can contact them at their contact information. Let us get back to the regular video. So, as we get back to the regular video, we're going to do a nice, beautiful beer pour. And if you hear my computer wounding up or wheeling or wheezing up, because it's an old Mac. Life doesn't always give you a free Macintosh. So over here on the YouTube channel, I'm showing you what kind of pour we have currently. Carbonation looks phenomenal, a nice head growing on that. And then as we finish over here for you guys, you can see the nice dark mahogany color as they talked about in the actual description. So from what they say, we're supposed to be able to smell some grain in there, sweet grain, sweet malt. I'm going to shave my mustache because it's getting into the brew, which is not a bad thing. Save it for later. Vanilla is very prominent in there. It's a very pleasing aroma. But as for the overall appeal for this can, it's nice. Mountain range, forest, vanilla beans, and their logo. Very simple. Nice, good old solid 6 out of 10 for this beer. So, aroma, very, very strong in vanilla. Another strong flavor that you can, or aroma that you can smell. Good, solid 7 out of 10. So, if you like to enjoy beer, enjoy it in moderation, and I ask you to do that just simply because, there's a way to look at it. If you can enjoy beer when you're happy, and that's only, then that's the best time to enjoy it. But if you enjoy it to medicate yourself, then you got to take a break. And if you find out that you constantly need to take a break, you might have to walk away. But the vanilla is good. So 6, 7. I would just go up the line right there and give a nice 8 for the flavor. Let's see if that's actually true. Nice and sweet, not too bitter. I'd give it a nice 8. There's no wavering on that, but a nice 8 out of 10 for that. So we have a nice, good old solid 21 out of 30 for our total score for this beer. Like I said, go to breckbrew.com, check out what they have to offer. This brewery that comes out of Littleton, Colorado. The description is a beautiful thing. Hit their social media, hit what they like after you try it, and see what else they have to offer. We'll be doing some more Breckenridge Brewery.com or Breckenridge Brewery beers. We have 2 more left out of that, if I remember correctly. And so far, all the beers have been delicious. Thank you for stopping by for this. And now let us get on to the actual subject that I want to talk about. Yesterday was National Suicide Prevention / Awareness Day, and it also happened to be something special to me, which I didn't even know until I started reading. Over there on social media, you have a bunch of people that are posting the same things, and I'm not saying what they're posting is wrong. I'm just saying that there's an obvious issue with resiliency in somebody's life. I can only say this because I myself struggle with the ideas of resiliency and being able to bounce back from, the struggles that happen in life. But so far, at the ripe old age of what I just turned, I'm able to bounce back constantly, and I feel like that's a driving force in my life. And with that resiliency, though, we have to actually sit there and try to teach our children. We have to try to teach our children how to be resilient, how to look at life and not see it as a hindrance whenever life throws us our lemons. And there will be always constant reminders of where you stand in life and how you feel, and constant little attacks on you because you want to sit there and try to do the best things for you and your family. Just remember that those things are just small. That resiliency, after you remember that those things are small, will come back and get stronger each time. For instance, today I was sitting there at the gas station and I was able to purchase some things because I was trying to be lazy and not have to make myself breakfast, so I purchased a little snack for myself. And me being the person that I am very, very conscious of the people around me. If the people around me are doing certain things, it's just how it is. It's because people are judgmental. I'm not giving myself an excuse to be judgmental, but there's things that I notice in the reflections that I do on a daily basis. Today, a gentleman in front of me was trying to purchase a bag of chips and a juice. Bag of chips and a juice. We live in a country now where that should be something very simple, and that's a first world problem. But as the person pulls out multiple cards out of their pockets, the one that they use is the one that's recognizable. And it's only recognizable because of what you can observe. It's not a bank card. It's nothing that's actually really, really evident that it's a bank. But besides, the whole simple fact is when they're asked what type of transaction it is, they say EBT. This $3 purchase, the person couldn't purchase it with the EBT card. So he split up the purchase and was able to purchase the juice with the EBT card, but then he had to pay for the cash with the other item, the chips. My issue with this is that what happened next is what causes people to be judgmental, and simply that judgmental attitude can really get somebody in trouble, and thus affecting your resiliency in life. That judgmental attitude came because a lady behind me came up and, because she was frustrated, said, "I will pay for this. I will help him out." So she pulls out her card. And again, me being a reflective person and the person that's observing on a constant basis, looking at things, being partially judgmental, see the same familiar card as the gentleman. Same design and everything. Cashier at the gas station says, "What kind of card is this?" EBT. My resiliency was simply hurt there for a second because I realized something. She was not paying for this, but we all were trying to pay for this guy's bag of chips and drink. If I had the cash on me at the time, I would have. But again, we have to also admit that there's a responsibility that each person has to themselves to the best of their ability. There's no issue with that person asking for help, but we may already have a non-resilient crowd because they're willing to take the handouts that are given to them. We may have people that are willing to give up on life because guess what? That one time that they fail is the one time that just gets to them in the worst way. So they don't bounce back, they don't sit there and they don't look at the things that life does offer them. They don't look at the things that life throws their way as a way of learning, but they look at it as a way of, why me? We need to get back to a point where we actually teach our kids that resiliency through hard lessons in life. When our kids throw a fit in a store, you have to learn how to say no. When our kids start doing certain things that make them think that they can run and rule the family life, then you have to correct them. Because it's not going to help them in the long run if you just give in. If they don't know how to hear the word no, they'll act just like I did when I was almost 28 years old. And because of an anxiety attack, I collided with a wall and I woke up in a stretcher. This is while I was in the military that happened. Because I wasn't taught proper resiliency. I wasn't taught how to be resilient. I wasn't taught the concepts. And nobody's blame but my own, because I was 28 years old when I realized all this. If I was 16 and it happened, then maybe some responsibility could be passed upon my parents and the people that helped raise me. But it didn't happen then, because I had the people that coddled me and sheltered me from the issues in life. We weren't rich growing up. We weren't poor. We were probably lower middle class for my mom being a single mom and raising two boys. But I had people that would shield me from the issues of life. So then it all came to a culmination where I collided and woke up in a stretcher. Saying no is a good, simple way of getting a grasp on those issues that are causing you problems. No, sir, I cannot do that right now because I have other priorities that I have to do in my job. And if those priorities are not the priorities, then you have to set new priorities for what I have to do. Because currently I'm not the one being paid to do the priority setting. No, sir, no this, yada, 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 yada. And things just become a bigger problem because of that lack of resiliency. So I urge you guys to look at the situations in life and try to bounce back from every single one of them. There's nothing in life that can be used as a justification to take your own life. Nothing. There's some things where people would be righteous and try to judge you and say that you should kill yourself. But nothing in life justifies you taking your own life. If you do something that causes you to sacrifice your life or forfeit your life because you made a bad choice, let the law decide that and let them carry out the actual punishment. There's nothing in this world where you have to take your own life and, let it go against you. If you're having a rough time and you need to hear this, hear one thing. There's people out there that care for you. There's people out there that are going through the same thing. And this is not to minimize what you're going through, and because everybody goes through things differently, and certain things could be a lot more difficult for others than what they are for me, and vice versa. But if you need to talk to anybody, I'm positive that if you're listening to this right now, you've already seen the appropriate numbers and chains where you could call. Suicide prevention hotlines, places where you could actually sit there and talk to somebody, and not that they're going to talk you down, but be able to address the issues that you have with your resiliency in your life. So, this beer review happened on the midweek because during a time where we're going to remember thousands of people that died because of a radical religious group from the Muslim faith. We remember that those people gave up their lives because 3 planes crashed into buildings, 1 into a field. Because of no belief. I bring this up because there's going to be some of you out there that may need to hear this after grieving with those losses that you have. The only way that you win is by staying strong and pushing forward. That's the only way. So I ask you to be resilient. I ask you that you look at life and do everything in moderation. I ask you to sit there and understand that life will give you those lemons in order to grow you, not in order to make you suffer. So, dear Lord, I ask you that anybody that watches this today, Lord, that they have the blessings that come through to their life. Lord, let us come back together as a nation that can disagree with one another, but also as a nation that is such a combined effort that nobody can bring us down. Let us understand that our differences are what make us strong, and let us seek out those differences to be a good thing instead of a bad thing. Let us come together in our times of trouble and where we need each other, and let us embrace each other with the way that we're meant to do. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. Thank you for everybody over there at Facebook that decides to watch this. Thank you for everybody over at YouTube that decides to watch this. You guys are amazing. If there's any audio issues, I'll know about it later, but until I can upgrade my equipment, there's nothing I can do. So, if you like any of the paintings in the background, let me know. I could probably manage to sell those. Take care. I love you guys. See you guys later.